there's a component of stress that actually can be helpful to us. It is stress is our bodies, it's a normal human reaction that we have. We have an autonomic nervous system that was set in place evolutionarily, really to help us so that when we needed to move quickly, our body made that connection and helped us realize that and activated what we would call stress to help us move and get out of situations. Historically, it's a way of protecting us. And it's a way that we come out of that fight, flight, or freeze, right? When we can use it appropriately. So it can help us be alert, responsive. It can help us do things that we want to do and get it done. In the 70s, there was a word, actually eustress, that was coined. So they took EU, the Greek prefix that means good, it added it to the word stress. And it was used to define the kind of stress that you guys were talking about in chat of like, yeah, it can be helpful in those moments when we've got project deadlines, when we want to do something like finish a hard workout even, or one of my team members just ran the Dallas Marathon over the weekend. Definitely there's some endorphins from stress that begin to kick in those situations. So it definitely can be helpful. But that's different kind of stress than what we would call episodic acute stress or chronic stress. And I think when I think of chronic stress, I think to a little bit of what you're sharing there in chat, Lewis, about that stress that we can create in our minds when we get stuck, right? So the impact of chronic stress is what we're, of course, hearing a lot about in the news these days. It's that stress that is prolonged. It occurs when we are in a kind of a repeatedly stressful environment, or when we feel like we're on that hamster loop, as I often think of it. We begin to feel kind of trapped, helpless, and there's a toll that it takes on our body. And for some of us, even maybe that's when we start to realize that we're in that place of stress, when we realize that maybe we're having some digestive problems, maybe we're having trouble sleeping, maybe we're feeling tension constantly in our body. There can be those moments, even I've experienced moments of like a racing heart. So there's a negative toll that staying in this constant loop of chronic stress can impact us.